Members take their seats. Yeah. The House will be in order. Colleagues, friends, and fellow Americans, it is an honor to serve with you and to welcome you to the first day of the 116th of the United States House of Representatives. We are here in this chamber because of the faith of your neighbors and the support of your families. We are here today to represent the voice and the vote of 325 million Americans. Now, I would like everyone to pause. I want you to reflect on this fact. In the last 230 years, dating back to the founding of our republic, fewer than 11,000 Americans have had the privilege to stand here as a member of the House just as you do, chosen by their fellow citizens to represent them in Washington. What an amazing, invigorating, and yes, frustrating experiment that is, representative democracy. The ink was barely dry on the Constitution when Ben Franklin wondered out loud whether this new nation was capable of keeping its government and its freedom that has been granted to us generation to generation. Centuries later, people still harbor similar concerns. They wonder if Congress truly represents them, if it's still capable of solving big problems. Well, there's no guarantees. It is up to us, all of us in this room, to make Congress work, to create and debate, just like our founding fathers did many years ago, with courage, with commitment and resolve. We are a very small group with a very large responsibility. The burden on us 435 members is to represent 325 million Americans faithfully, to work together so that tomorrow is better than today. As Ronald Reagan advised us, America's too great for small dreams. When we work together, we succeed together as one nation. We're now entering a period of divided government, but that is no excuse for gridlock or inaction. We are at our best when we focus not on retribution, but on building a more perfect union. But while we seek cooperation, there is one core principle upon which we will not compromise. Republicans will always choose personal freedom over government control. Now, this very floor we serve on has hosted some of the toughest debates in the nation's history, but it's also some of the most noblest achievements have happened here. This House has weathered times of triumph and crisis. It still stands because it is built not on sand, but on the solid rock of constitutional principles. Today marks a new chapter in this House pursuit of a more perfect union. The country knows Nancy Pelosi as an experienced leader with 3 decades of service in Congress, a fighter for her causes, and a true trailblazer. Even when we disagree with one another completely, it is important to remember that we are bounded together in a common cause, our love for America. As fellow citizens and friends, let us lead together to show the people that we are truly their voice and their vote. In that spirit, in the spirit of a more perfect union, and in the unshakable belief that America was, is, and always will be the greatest nation on the face of the earth. And in that spirit, I extend my hand of friendship to every member of this body. And to the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, I extend to you this gavel. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Leader McCarthy. I look forward to working with you in a bipartisan way for the good of our country, respecting our constituents. You're every one of you. I respect you and the constituents who sent each and every one of us here. They expect and deserve for us to try to find our common ground, and we must try to do that. Stand our ground where we can't, but always extend the hand of friendship. Thank you, Kevin McCarthy, for your leadership. I look forward to working with you. Congratulations on being the leader of the party. And congratulations to each and every one of you. New members of Congress, newly re-elected members of Congress, thank you for your courage to run for office and to serve in this distinguished body. Every 2 years, we gather in this chamber for a sacred ritual under the dome of this temple of democracy, the capital of the United States. We renew the great American experiment. I'm particularly proud to be the woman Speaker of the House of this Congress, which marks the 100th year of women having the right to vote. And that we all have the ability and the privilege to serve with over 100 women members of Congress, the largest number in history. As Leader McCarthy said, each of us comes to this chamber strengthened by the trust of our constituents and the love of our families. Let us congratulate and welcome all of the families who are here today. Thank you to our families. Let me take the privilege of thanking my dear husband, Paul, and our 5 children. Our 5 children, Nancy, Corinne, Christine, Jacqueline, Paul, and Alexandra, and our 9 grandchildren, Madeline and Alexander, Liam, Sean, and Ryan, Thomas and Paul, Bella, and Octavio. We're so proud of all of our grandchildren, and we're proud of everyone's grandchildren and children who are here today. We'll see more of them. I'm also proud of my D'Alessandro family who's here from Baltimore for us too. In that spirit, my mother and father, my brother Tommy, who was also mayor of Baltimore, taught us through their example that public service is a noble calling, that we should serve with our hearts full of love, and that America's heart is full of love. singing that to us last night. And my comrade is an Italian-American. With that pride, all that proud, I want to acknowledge Tony Bennett, who is here with us today as well. Thank you, Tony. He helped free the concentration camps during the time of World War II. He marched with Martin Luther King. He is a true American patriot. Thank you, Tony. And again, I want to thank my constituents from San Francisco who have entrusted me to represent them in Congress in the spirit of St. Francis, the patron saint of San Francisco. And his song of St. Francis is our anthem, "Make me a channel of thy peace." We heard that in church this morning, but it is our mission. And let me thank our men and women in uniform, our veterans, and our military families and caregivers, whose service reminds us of our mission to make the future worthy of their sacrifice. To our men and women in uniform. We enter this new Congress with a sense of great hope and confidence for the future and deep humility and prayerfulness in the face of challenges ahead. Our nation is at an historic moment. 2 months ago, the American people spoke and demanded a new dawn. They called upon the beauty of our Constitution, our system of checks and balances that protects our democracy, remembering that the legislative branch is Article 1, the first branch of government, co-equal to the presidency and to the judiciary. They wanted Congress that delivers results for the people, opening up opportunity and lifting up their lives. We're hearing the voice of the future there. How beautiful. When our new members take the oath, our Congress will be refreshed and our democracy will be strengthened by their optimism, idealism, and patriotism of this transformative freshman class. Congratulations to all of you in the freshman class. Working together, we will redeem the promise of the American dream for every family.
Nancy Pelosi sworn in as House Speaker. Next at noon.
Yes, absolutely.
There is a unique power in truth.
What's your message to the people who could do something?
And whether the story is around the globe, across the nation, or down the street,
Look at this.
we'll find it.
It amazes me that you were able to see your house destroyed and you went right back to work.
And I would much rather be out there helping.
Because every evening, we want to put the power of truth in your hands.
Good evening, I'm Jeff Glore, and we are going to begin the broadcast tonight.
The CBS Evening News with Jeff Glore. Original reporting.
It's all right that the world is crazy, as long as I make my little corner of the world sane. It's time to fight. Oh my God, oh my God, oh dear God. Oh boy.
The Good Fight. All episodes now streaming.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars. Really tall. I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands? Yes. You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
You ready? I'm ready. I'm 10 steps ahead of you. I'm not buying what you're saying to me, but I'm going to let you dig your hole. No. You don't hustle me. Now we're getting somewhere. You're making up a story now. I can tell. I'm like a truth machine. We're done.
Judge Judy's all new at 4:30 on KPIX 5.
Welcome to Family Feud, everybody! It was all going so well until...
I've been wanting to get to you for a long time. Shucky ducky quack quack. It smells so good. I'm taking it all in.
What y'all laughing at? All new Family Feud.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm getting scared.
Back-to-back fun weeknights on KPIX 5.
Something happened at the mill.
7 murders.
It's a party, people. Let's keep dancing.
No doubt you're going places, young lady.
Thank you. And thank you for the interview as well. I can imagine it was the last thing that you wanted to do after such a long campaign meeting.
You really are a very intelligent young woman. You're very smooth.
You're very smooth yourself.
You have no idea.
It can happen when you least expect it.
It can happen where you least expect it. Do you know what to do if you face sexual harassment? Learn more at cbscares.tv.
Bye-bye.
Get home safe.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Hey guys, how are you today?
Good.
I'm here to talk about how with technology you can make amazing worlds. Come with me. My team and I bring the Halo world to life.
Is that you?
That is me. I wasn't a math genius and I knew nothing about coding. But you guys do. You guys have the power to change things.
I want your job.
I want you to have my job.
There's a place that can help you be the man you've always dreamed of being.
You are a beast, and the beast knows no bounds.
Tell me what you want.
To manifest my will.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfies. Nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
It's not my first time bartending, so...
It's a sausage party in here.
It's fine. I'm very familiar.
Yeah, because you're a sexy girl, Sam. Last thing, totally last thing,
Yeah.
is that the music, when Momo kicks it into high gear, is going to get a little bit loud in here. So your customers are going to have a hard time hearing you. So you may want to...
What?
It can happen just about anywhere.
It can happen anytime to anyone.
Do you know what to do if you face sexual harassment? Learn more at cbscares.tv.
Last winter, 11 celebrities rocked the Big Brother house.
It's a lunatic asylum in here.
Monday, January 21st. It's happening again.
This is huge.
All new celebrity house guests will battle it out.
Just watch them attack each other. Oh, God.
To be the last star.
It's gonna be good TV.
Standing.
It is going to be a hot mess.
Celebrity Big Brother premieres CBS Monday, January 21st.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars.
We will make our community safer and keep our sacred promise to the victims and survivors and families of gun violence by passing common sense, bipartisan background check legislation. We will make America fairer by passing the Equality Act to end discrimination against the LGBTQ community. And we will make America more American by protecting our patriotic, courageous dreamers. All three of those legislative initiatives have bipartisan support in this body. And when we're talking about the dreamers, let us remember what President Reagan said in his last speech as President of the United States. I urge you all to read it. It's a beautiful speech. He said, "If we ever close the door to new Americans, our leadership role in the world will soon be lost." Ronald Reagan. Our common cause, you know, applaud for Ronald Reagan. Our common cause is to find and forge a way forward for our country. Let us stand for the people to promote liberty and justice for all as we pledge every day. And always, always keep our nation safe from threats old and new, from terrorism and cyber warfare overseas and here at home, to protect and defend. That is the oath we all take to serve in this body. That is the oath we take, to protect and defend. I close by remembering a cherished former member of this body who rose to become a beloved President of the United States and who last month returned to the Capitol once more, and he came this time to lie in state. That week, we honored President George Herbert Walker Bush with eulogies, tributes, and tears. Today, I single out one of his great achievements, working with both Democrats and Republicans to write the Americans with Disabilities Act into the laws of our land. Thank you, Steny Hoyer, for being such a big and important part of that. In 2010, we marked the 20th anniversary of the Act by making it possible for our colleagues with disabilities to preside over the House, by changing the mechanics of this podium. In that spirit of equality and justice, let me announce that this afternoon, the first Speaker pro tempore, whom I will yield to, of the 116th Congress will be Congressman Jim Langevin of Rhode Island. As we take the oath of office today, we accept responsibility as daunting and demanding as any that previous generations of leadership have faced. Guided by the vision and values of our founders, the sacrifice of our men and women in uniform, and the aspirations that we have for our children, let us meet that responsibility with wisdom, with courage, and with grace. Together, we will let it be known that this House will truly be the people's house. And let us pray that God may bless our work and crown our good with brotherhood and sisterhood from sea to shining sea. God bless you all, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you. I think I skipped a couple pages. I'm not sure. The parliamentarian instructs me to say the following. I am now ready to take the oath of office. I ask the Dean of the House of Representatives, the Honorable Don Young, to administer the oath of office to Speaker. But before you do, Mr. Dean, and I thank you for your great leadership in the Congress over the decades, I'd like to call my grandchildren up to be here when I take the oath,
Yes.
and any other children who want to join them. Come on, kids.
All children.
Just move it. Okay.
Stand up tall.
Everybody be quiet.
Come on, Bella, turn around.
If the gentlewoman from California would please raise her right hand, which you're doing, do you solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which you're about to enter, so help you God?
I do.
Congratulations, Madam Speaker.
Okay, do what we've all been waiting for.
Okay. Let us thank Dean Young. Thank you, Dean Young, Dean of the House of Representatives. Thank you. Call the House to order. I now call the House to order on behalf of all of America's children. Go kids! Go kids! Go kids! And now we're going to administer the oath of office for the members-elect en masse. If the children want to be back with their...
No.
Or if they want to be on TV, it's up to them.
Okay, they're all leaving.
Stay or join their parents and grandparents as they're in. Katie Hill, whose birthday it is today, wants her children to join her then. Katie Porter, whose birthday it is, wants her children to join. For the children.
Congratulations.
Thank you, dear. Thank you for coming up here. You can stay if you want. Or stay. Okay.
Okay.
So who's getting sworn in today? Who's getting sworn
All
in?
the House of Representatives.
No, but
Oh, my dad.
Who is?
Greg's.
Oh, Greg Steny. So you may want to be with him since he's... You're okay here? Okay. The members-elect will all rise.
They're all risen.
Where's the oath? Okay, here it is. Will you all please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which you are about to enter. So help you God. Congratulations, you are now this is now what? Now what happens? House will be in order. Congratulations, you are now all members of the 116th Congress. Thank you. No, this is Jeff. Where's Jeffries? Recognizes the gentleman from New York, Mr. Jeffries. The House will be in order.
Yeah, good luck with that. Madam Speaker, as Chairman of the Democratic Caucus, I have been directed to report to the House that the Democratic members have selected as Majority Leader the distinguished gentleman from Maryland, the Honorable Steny Hoyer.
The chair recognizes the distinguished gentlewoman from Wyoming, Congresswoman Chair Cheney.
Madam Speaker, as Chairman of the Republican Conference, I have been directed to report to the House that the Republican members have selected as our leader the gentleman from California, the Honorable Kevin McCarthy.
The chair recognizes the gentleman from New York, Mr. Jeffries.
Madam Speaker, as Chairman of the Democratic Caucus, I have been directed to report to the House that the Democratic members have selected as Majority Whip the distinguished gentleman from South Carolina, the Honorable James C. Clyburn. And I have been directed to report that we have also selected as our Assistant Speaker the distinguished gentleman from New Mexico, the Honorable Ray Luján.
The chair recognizes the distinguished gentlewoman from Wyoming, Ms. Cheney.
Madam Speaker, as Chairman of the House Republican Conference, I've been directed to report to the House that the Republican members have selected as Minority Whip the gentleman from Louisiana, the Honorable Steve Scalise.
The chair recognizes the gentleman from New York, Mr. Jeffries. Does the gentleman seek to offer a resolution?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I offer a privileged resolution electing officers of the House of Representatives.
The clerk will report the resolution.
House Resolution 1, Resolved that Karen L. Haas of the State of Maryland be and is hereby chosen Clerk of the House of Representatives, that Paul D. Irving of the State of Florida be and is hereby chosen Sergeant at Arms of the House of Representatives, that Philip George Kiko of the State of Ohio be and is hereby chosen Chief Administrative Officer of the House of Representatives, and that Father Patrick J. Conroy of the State of Oregon be and is hereby chosen Chaplain of the House of Representatives.
The gentleman from New York is recognized.
Madam Speaker, I offer a privileged resolution and ask for its immediate consideration.
Does the gentleman seek to offer an amendment?
Does the gentleman seek to offer an amendment?
Does the gentleman yield to the gentlewoman?
And does the gentleman wish to yield to the gentlelady from Wyoming for a division of the question?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I yield to the distinguished gentlewoman from Wyoming for the purpose of offering an amendment.
Madam Speaker, I have an amendment to the resolution, but before offering the amendment, I request that there be a division of the question on the resolution so that we may have a separate vote on the chaplain.
The question will be divided. The question is on agreeing to that portion of the resolution providing for the election of the chaplain. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Portion of the resolution is agreed to without objection. The motion to reconsider is laid upon the table. Gentleman from Wyoming.
Madam Speaker, I offer an amendment to the resolution offered by the gentleman from New York.
The clerk will report the amendment.
Amendment offered by Ms. Chaney, that Barrett Carr of the State of Texas be and is hereby chosen Clerk of the House of Representatives, that James Min of the State of California be and is hereby chosen Sergeant at Arms of the House of Representatives, and that Bill Hughes of the State of South Dakota be and is hereby chosen Chief Administrative Officer of the House of Representatives.
The question is on the amendment offered by the gentlewoman from Wyoming. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those no.
No.
The noes have it, and the amendment is not agreed to. The question is on the remainder of the resolution offered by the gentleman from New York. Those who in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. No. The ayes have it. The resolution is agreed to, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table. The chair now will swear in the officers of the House. Do you have the name? The chair will now swear in the officers of the House: Karen Haas, Paul Irving, George Kiko, Father Conroy. Do you solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you take this obligation freely and without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the offices to which you are about to enter, so help you God? So, congratulations. From what purpose does the gentleman from Massachusetts seek recognition?
Madam Speaker, I ask unanimous consent that the House stand in recess subject to the call of the chair.
Without objection, the House will stand in recess subject to the call of the chair.
KPIX 5's Kit Doe tells us talks were needed regardless.
With all the negative headlines and the stock price basically in free fall, the word